What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today we're going to start off live. I'm going to show you where we're at, what we've got going on, and then get into some gameplay. In terms of squad battles, I may or may not throw in squad battles gameplay and results depending on how far ahead in the videos we are and how long it takes. But what I may do is just kind of like show the daily, the 4 games and how many points I got. First of all, if you could drop a thumbs up, that'd be amazing. Appreciate you guys being here. You've been showing amazing support on this series once again, and you have no idea how grateful I am. I won my first game 5-0, got 2,700 points, just short. In terms of the top 100, I am currently about 11,000, no, less than that, 10,500 points behind. And I've still got my featured squad game. So if I get, say, the 1,900 points for that, that will put me about 8,600 points behind. So I would need 8,600 points from the 3 games remaining to get into the top 100, which I wouldn't do even if I got the 2,700 points a game again. I'd be just short. So I'm just behind the curve at the moment, just behind the curve. With that being said, I'm probably not going to work too hard towards top 100. I'm just going to be working on wins. I'm not going to be putting too much effort into it because Elite 1 obviously is going to be good. 40,000 coins, 2 mega packs. That's going to be easily achievable. And if I can't achieve that, Elite 2 is so easy. I'm nearly in Elite 2. I haven't even played the featured squad and I haven't played 3 of today's games. And I'm still already almost in Elite 2. So I'll definitely get Elite 2 or Elite 1 no matter what. We've got 80,000 coins in the bank. Maybe a few more as I refresh here. No, but I'm just going to skip over what sold. Obviously, I sold that matter from the draft guy. I sold Henderson for 6,000 coins. I'm going to show you who I bought in the place soon. I bought and sold Abate. You didn't see me buy him. I bought him for 1,000 or 1,100. Sold Einzer. Sold that Draxler. Sold Sule. I bought Luke Shaw for 2,000 and then sold him for 4,000 because he had a shadow on him because I went and bought Danny Rose instead. Morgan Schneiderlin went for 2,300. Toljan, Sacco, Pereira went. Albiol, 2,300. I sold Aurier for 20,000 coins. When we packed him, he was worth 8,000, 9,000. And he's gone up to 20k. Zabaleta gone. Farman I bought for 1,500. Sold for 2,400. Sommer, obviously, I think I packed. Sold for 1,200. There's another Abate that I bought and sold. I'm not necessarily trading with these. I was going to build a Calcio A squad, but I'm not going to anymore. Sold Neto. Sold Gilavogi. Got it. Sold Brooks for 1,500. We bought him for 1,200. Astore 2,000. Holibas 1,100. I sold that Perisic. I like this Perisic card. Don't get me wrong. And if I did build a Calcio A team, I'm almost certain he would be in it. But yeah, we got rid of him for 10,000. Sordell there went. Hoiberg went for 1,700 because of the current marquee matchups. Gaspar for 1,000. This Bega guy again for the marquee matchups went for 1,500. Pizzi 3.5k. Sorensen 2k. Andre 2.5k. And then we've got a few more dudes here that I'd expect to sell towards the back end of the hour for a fair few thousand coins, and then a few things on the bench that I haven't sold. So what did I spend some coins on, guys? Let's go and take a look. First of all, let's go to the Foot Central. We've got another daily objective here. Contract. We get 200 coins. Yay! Very nice indeed. So the squads that I've got right now, guys, are as follows. I went and bought ones to watch Aurier for 45,000 because for me, you can discard this Aurier for 10,000. And I sold the pack pulled Aurier for 20,000. So between the two of them, I've made 30,000 coins guaranteed. So I'd only ever be 15,000 short. I bought the ones to watch Aurier for a few reasons. Number one, it's probably a right back that's going to be in my team for a long time. And this is a cheap ones to watch, so why not? Number two, he's playing against Mali in internationals this week. So there's a chance he might get, have a good game and get an inform. But also, his price is just going up, guys. As I say, I bought him for 45k. He's currently selling for 50k. And it will only go up as Foot Champs comes out. And if he does anything ever for Spurs or for, obviously, Ivory Coast, his price will go through the roof. So I bought him. I went and got Begovic as well. 1,400 coins for Begovic. 6'6" tall. I probably want Schmeichel instead of Begovic, but I also might go for a Petr Cech in there as well. I haven't quite decided on my goalkeeper yet. For this weekend league, for sure, Keane is going to be one of my centre-backs. I've already shown you guys, obviously, the team in the last episode, but we'll go through it again. Bought for 3,700 and Smalling for 7,300. I then went and bought Danny Rose for 10,000 coins. I could have bought him yesterday for 8,000 coins, and he went up to 10k. I don't know what he's at right now. 16k max bin. Wow, look at that. He's up at like 13 to 15k now. And this is where like my problems are right now. So I bought Renato Sanchez for 9,000 coins. And he is currently about 10, maybe 11,000 coins. I bought Bakayoko for 22,500 and he's currently up at about 30,000. Well, actually he's gone down a bit, back down to like 27,000, 26 there as well. But I could make a few thousand coins as profit on Bakayoko had I sold. I bought Herrera for 17,750 and he is way up right now. He is up at like the 26, 27k mark, but because we've got a shadow, I'd easily get like 28, 29k for him. Raheem Sterling I bought for 14,000 coins and is currently selling at well over 16,000 coins actually, so a little bit of profit on him. Musa, our striker, we bought for 9,000 coins, currently selling for over 10,000 coins. And then Heung-min Son, our left wing, bought for 22,000 coins and he is currently selling for over 22,000 coins. So we've got profit in basically every player on this team. But I don't know, for example, if I should sell Ander Herrera and take the 10k profit and then put a Morgan Schneiderlin in there, or if I should keep Ander Herrera and use him. Because I know on Monday after a weekend league is finished, his price is probably going to come down. So I'm just so unsure as to whether or not I want this to be my club. I'm just very much caught in two minds as to whether or not I want this to be my team. This will be my main team. I've also got a second team, which is the Bundesliga team. I made some improvements to this team as well. Went and bought Farman for 1,500 coins, which is an absolute bargain, by the way. It's 6'5" tall. He's also got very, very good stats, so I'm really happy with him. I went and bought Weiser at right back for 1,600 coins. He's a good card. We've got Bender in at right centre back, very good card, and Toprak at left centre back, again a very, very good card there. And then at left back we've got Brzezinski. In a CDM I've got Tolisso. I need to go and get a shadow card or an anchor card for him. Probably a shadow just to boost that defending up massively. In terms of his height, he's only 5'11" with high medium work rates, but if I set him to stay back while attacking, that will make no difference. I'm happy to have Schürrle on the left hand side. I might go with Gnabry. Do I have Gnabry on the bench? No. I might go with Serge Gnabry here. But I might not, because with Gnabry, he's got way more pace, but way less shooting and a little less passing. He's got 4-star skill moves, which obviously Schürrle doesn't have, and he's got very good speed. His dribbling's decent. His shooting is actually alright, apart from penalties there. But his passing isn't the best. 76 short pass, 72 crossing. And when we look at Schürrle has got... Sorry, let me just get into here. Schürrle has got 77 short pass, 76 crossing, much better vision and better curve. I feel like Schürrle is just a better player, even though he's got a little less pace. Once I get a Hunter chem style on him, or maybe even a Catalyst chem style on him, I feel like he'll actually be a monster. In at right mid, we've got Bellarabi. I'm happy to keep him there. 4-star skill moves, 6 foot tall. I like him a lot. I think he's very good. Really good short pass, not the best curve. But I'd probably actually put a Catalyst on him and just boost him up to 99 pace. Decent stamina as well. And then the 3 strikers is a problem. So we've got Max Kruse here in a cam. And I like him a lot. I think he's a great card. I'm going to find the right chemistry styles to put on him. And I also really like Thorgan Hazard. And I'm going to go and get a Hunter card for him. And we're going to be popping that on him. Boost that shooting, boost that pace. And he's going to be one of my strikers. But my other striker now, I quite enjoy Bartels. He's got good pace, good acceleration and sprint speed, but his finishing is not the best. He has got good stamina, decent curve, decent composure, very well-rounded dribbling, but his shooting is really low, so I would have to put a Hunter on him and it would boost him up to reasonable shooting. Instead of him, I could always go with, let's go to the Bundesliga and go to the concept players. I could always go with... none of these guys, because they're all too slow. This guy, Divock Origi. Origi's got decent pace, so with a Hunter he'd be good, and he's got decent finishing. You know what, looking at him and then looking at Bartels is the same. He's better, if anything. Yeah, I'm going to use Bartels. The only downside is I'm going to have to pay quite a lot to get the good chem styles on these guys. You know, we're looking at, like, for the Hunter chem styles, we're looking at 3 to 4k a pop. For the shadows, 2 to 3k a pop, and then for anything in between, it's going to be quite expensive. But I want to use these two teams this weekend league. I will probably favour the Premier League team to start with, but I want to basically take a 4-1-2-1-2 into the weekend league, and I want to take a 4-3-2-1 into the weekend league and see which one I prefer. Basically, I'm unsure as yet which one is going to be the one that I use. So we sold another item there. There you go. Barcroft has gone for 1,600 coins. Hopefully these guys sell as well. And then I've got a whole bunch more stuff in the club that will sell for minimal prices. I want to complete the SBCs myself first. When we look at marquee matchups here, Turkey v Iceland, for example, I've got plenty of Turkish players and Icelandic players. Like it didn't look like this guy was worth anything when I checked, right? So 150 coins open bids. Yeah, 1,000 coins. So I might get like 700 coins for him, right? Maybe 400 coins or 600 coins or something. Yeah, 700 coins not bought there. So I might get 400 coins for him, but I could just use him in here. So Turkey or Iceland, we could throw this guy in here. We could throw this guy in here. We could then go to the Icelandic League. Where is the Icelandic League? Isn't it one of the early ones, not one of the late ones? Is it the Finnish league that they're from? I can't imagine so. No, they are actually from the Icelandic League, aren't they? Where is it? It must be one of the late ones. I thought it was one of the early ones, but Swiss, Russian, SPL, Ireland, Turkey, Ukraine, Bundesliga. Wait, what league are we? Norwegian League. They're not from, I don't even think the Icelandic League is in the game. They are from the Norwegian League, which is right here. So if I took a right mid from here, or a left mid, we could pop him in instead. Pop him there, pop him there, and pop him there. I could now just finish off the rest of this team with gold players from simple leagues, and then I've got these guys to sell. But for some reason, it seems like, for example, Yokuslu isn't selling for that much because he's a CDM. If he was a centre mid, he'd be about 2 to 3k. Because he's a CDM, people don't assume that you can put him in that centre mid spot, which is pretty weird. And this guy here, because he's bronze, I think he's not worth too much. But I've got a whole bunch of stuff in the club. Yeah, I could get rid of him for like 400 coins maybe, but I'd rather keep him. You know, I've got a whole bunch of stuff in the club that I can sell. But first of all, I want to complete the marquee matchups. So the next thing you're going to see is probably marquee matchups, actually. You can see my record as well, 60 wins, 1 draw, 11 losses. My draft record is really disappointing. I'm really saddened by my lack of ability in the draft this year. You know, 6 entries, 0 wins. We have made it to the final, I think, 3 times. Maybe 2 times, actually. But I'm just not doing great, and it's because of that goals conceded segment. 2.4 conceded on average per match. I need to fix that, otherwise I am really going to struggle with the weekend league. So this week specifically, we're going to be seeing a lot of online gameplay, and that's what we're going to jump into right now. We're going to jump into some marquee matchups, some seasons gameplay, and maybe a little bit more squad battles too. I will be right back. Okay guys, first things first, we are looking at the Draft to Glory rewards from 2 days ago now. We actually won the draft, we got good rewards, we managed to pack an inform. It was Inform Adan, and then I'll just show you the rest of the rewards and we'll get obviously back into the main Road to Glory stuff. I still see a few people just questioning the point of the purpose of Draft to Glory and Road to Glory being on the same account. It's already been a massive success in terms of the Road to Glory. You know, we earned the match coins and we've made profit. In total, the profit that I've made from the drafts so far has been a grand total of 93,509 coins at this current time. The reason why I say at this current time is because a lot of the stuff that is worth something right now I haven't yet sold. So for example, I've sold 98,000 coins worth of players, but I've kept 67,000 coins of players at their current value. And if they go up in value, which they actually did today for some of them, and I haven't updated the spreadsheet yet, obviously that price, that value of 93,000 coins increases and is probably somewhere closer to like 120, 130,000 coins. So the draft on the Road to Glory is really important. The only thing that I think people are still having thoughts about or just questioning in the comments a few times is how I show it. Like some people suggested just don't show anything of the draft on the Road to Glory, but then if I didn't show you that I'd packed that Inform Adan, people would have been like, where did that card come from? You know, so I think it's valuable to show the packs at the end. You know, you literally just see them get opened. It doesn't affect the Draft to Glory, it doesn't affect the Road to Glory, and I already personally feel like it's been a really huge success on this account. You know, like I say, we've got 98,000 coins worth of sold items, 67,000 coins worth of unsold items. 105,000 worth of cards out, of course, and a total profit of 93,000. I don't know how that works. Oh no, wait, maybe the table's not completely updated properly yet, but we're about there. We're about 93,000 profit and loss in total. So with that being said, guys, right now you're going to see some SBCs. Again, there's a lot of like little SBCs that EA are dropping every day, which I love because it keeps the market fresh. It keeps players' values worth something at all times. You know, like there was a lot of, for example, you know, Ron Vlaar and the other guy that I bought for like 1,000 some odd coins, they would have been worth 400 coins yesterday. So it just keeps the market fresh, and I like that. It gives decent rewards. They're very easy to complete. You can complete them if you've got nothing in your club, if you've got something in your club, if you've got a lot in your club. The packs that are quite decent, and specifically whilst ones to watches are in packs, I really like the idea of just like a new SBC daily. I don't see why not. I think it's a big important part of FIFA Ultimate Team this year. But with that being said, guys, I've got lots of comments to get through. The first one is from Drew, the MLG Plays. He says, 2 rare gold player packs are giving out again this year. I opened about 10 and got one to watch Neymar, one to watch Hernandez, Ribery, Lallana, and Danny Rose. And I would agree in the sense that they are giving out. I opened about 50 of them on my own main account, and I packed Kante. I packed Eric Bailly, Koulibaly, Hector Bellerin, a couple of the low-rated informs. I never quite got ones to watch myself. I packed Frank Ribery, Coutinho. I got some really good stuff out of them. The only thing I'll say about it is, because of the value of common cards right now, you're looking at 600 to 700 coins roughly per card. It's about 6,000 coins per team. So per 2 gold cards that you get, you're spending around 5,000 to 6,000 coins at the current market rate. And then if, for example, there is an SBC that requires one of the players you used, you might be wasting 15,000, 20,000 coins in potential market, value by doing them. So although you might have packed some good players, what you've got to remember is, number one, those players are untradeable, so you can't do anything with them other than reuse them in SBCs or play with them. And number two, it might dictate how you play. For example, you packed Ribery, you might now think, all right, I'm going to just use Ribery because I packed him, and Royce might be a better fit for you. So whilst the items that you get out of them could potentially be quite good, they will only ever depreciate in value going forwards. And I don't necessarily believe, although you do get good items out of them in today's market, and if you get a ones to watch, that's always a good thing. But I don't personally believe that it's worth the gold cards that you're going to chuck in there in terms of value for money. Like I say, you open 10. So at the current market rate, 10 of them would have been worth 60,000 coins. For 60,000 coins, of course, your ones to watch Neymar is a huge addition. You'll get a lot of good stuff out of him. But other than that, Hernandez, Ribery, Lallana, and Rose, were they worth those 60,000 coins? To some people, maybe yes, as untradables. To some people, no. Lallana, for me, wouldn't be someone that would get in my team. Danny Rose is in my team, but is worth 10,000 coins and will only depreciate in value. Hernandez one to watch card is very cheap. I think it's like 15,000, 18,000 coins right now. And he needs 2 informs, in my opinion, before he becomes a meta fullback. Frank Ribery doesn't really have the pace for a lot of people and won't be in many people's clubs. So other than that, Neymar, you haven't really hit anything that people would go wild over. Even for me, I got Ribery and Coutinho myself on my main account. I won't use either of them, ever. They're just not 2 players I'm interested in using. But if you have got some common gold cards laying around that just don't seem to be going up in value, or selling for 400, 450 coins, do it. You're going to end up wasting about 5,000 coins to try it, but if you do get a couple of good cards, worst case scenario, if you get a couple of decent cards, an 83 or an 84 that's not really worth anything, eventually they'll hold some decent value for you when you put them into SBCs. So for that reason, they could be potentially good. And of all the ones that I've opened so far, not once have I got 2 like 75, 76, 77 rated players. I've always got like an 81 or an 82. An 80 and a 79. I never seem to get the low end of them. I always seem to get the upper end of them, which is obviously very, very nice. Connor CF says, "Hey Nep, do you not think it's crazy that if you think about it compared to now, games like FIFA 15 Ultimate Team is so stripped down in terms of game modes, Many haters of the franchise say it's the same game every year, but when you compare the gameplay improvements and feature additions, it's really not. And I completely agree. I think a lot of people that say, oh, it's just the same, it's the same, forget that it's a game based on football. It can't really veer off in a direction much because it's just football, right? So in that sense, it is the same in many manners of it's a football game. You know, there's only so much you can do with the gameplay mechanics and the gameplay itself. But yeah, if you look back just as early as FIFA 15 and FIFA 16, FIFA 16 was obviously the introduction of the draft. FIFA 17 introduced squad builder challenges and foot champions. FIFA 18 is going to introduce squad battles, and now we know for sure because of some of the cards in there's going to be something to do with the World Cup this year in the game. And who knows what's to come for FIFA 19. They are progressing the game very, very well. I just think the biggest issue is that although the kind of aesthetics and the features are always very nice, and don't get me wrong, I really enjoy them personally, some people would prefer much improved gameplay over aesthetics and game modes. I know some people, like for example, right now, there is an issue with player switching. And some people say it's the same game because it's the same problems. You know, goalkeepers are still a problem, player switching is still a problem, defending still has its issues. But I sympathise with EA in many senses because to add squad builder challenges, that's one department of FIFA Ultimate Team. To fix gameplay issues, that's a different department, and they will work simultaneously on the both of them. So some people are like, stop focusing on squad builder challenges and start focusing on gameplay. They probably are focusing on both. I do understand why people can get frustrated, but I also believe that EA, the people that work on this game, I got to talk to some of those guys in Gamescom in Germany. They love this game as much as us, but they are bound by the restrictions of their higher-ups, you know? So I definitely think that the issues in the game, gameplay-wise, aren't always necessarily super easy to resolve. It's a ripple effect, you know? It might be a situation where with goalkeepers, let's say they change something with goalkeepers to make them a little better, but it causes a ripple effect that screws up 20 other things in the game, because it's very possible, right? So, but to go back to your point, I absolutely agree that if you just scale this game back to as early as FIFA 16, this is a much better game than FIFA 16 in every area, absolutely every area. Yeah, there's still some problems, but tell me a game that there's no problems in. Minesweeper, maybe Tetris, you know what I mean? Like, other than those sort of games like this, new age games in today's world, in today's social industry, every single game consistently and constantly has issues. EA are no different to that, but for some reason, I guess because it's based on football, people just seem to have a very harsher, they're just harsher critics of EA and FIFA Ultimate Team, and sometimes that can be unfair. Sometimes I'm in that same boat. Sometimes I slam this game when ultimately I have to remember that A, it is a game, and B, it potentially could have been my responsibility for why something went wrong. Next comment is from Waleed. He says, "Hi Nap, you're saying that you're not expecting much this weekend league because of your bad defending, but everyone else is going through the same thing. So do your thing that it wouldn't be too much different. Do you think that it wouldn't be too much different from last year? Keep up the great work." I do see your point. I do understand what you're saying. You're saying like, hey, if I'm struggling, everyone's struggling, it's going to be a struggle. But I just don't want to give myself super high expectations, especially given the fact that, you know, this is a road to glory. I'm still not comfortable with my two teams, by the way. I'm really not confident. I don't like either of the teams for specific reasons, which we'll go into in a second. But I don't want to change them, which we'll also go into a second. But in terms of what you're saying, all I wanted to do is just not go into it with high expectations. You know, if I get 25, 28, 29, 30 wins, fantastic. But I'd be more than happy with 20 wins, gold 3, and some nice prizes. I'd be super happy with that. So one of the reasons why I'm not confident with the teams right now is that I still haven't figured out a good formation or a good custom tactic that suits me yet. The 4-1-2-1-2 Bundesliga team, I still haven't got chemistry styles on them yet, so I need to invest some coins into getting the chemistry styles for those guys. But also, I'm lacking in a really competent striker with insane finishing, and that's the same for the Premier League team as well. One thing that I'm hugely missing in the Premier League team is that I don't have a set piece taker, and that really triggers me because for free kicks and corners, I feel like they're super important. And I also don't have a target man striker. So whilst I bought Musa and applied a hunter card to him, I'm so close to probably putting Danny Welbeck back in as my striker with also a Hunter card on, because he's nice and tall, he's much bulkier than Musa, and although Musa has way more pace, 4-star skill moves, and is generally more well-rounded in terms of finishing, I think Danny Welbeck might just be a better player. So I'm not happy with either of my teams yet, and that's also another reason why I'm going into this weekend league not expecting much, because what I want to find out is what the flaws in my team are and how to improve them this weekend. So if I do go into the weekend league and I notice, hey, I'm not scoring enough from corners, but I'm conceding too many, I'm going to know, okay, I need to improve my defense. I need to get a taller, stronger, better defender. I'm also going to need to improve my offense or my set piece takers to be able to capitalize, myself from set pieces as well. And just generally need to really improve both the squads. But the reason why I don't want to do it now is because of value versus reward. So I could go and buy a quality striker from the Premier League. I could go and buy Gabriel Jesus for 35, 45, maybe 50,000 at this stage. In fact, let's go into Footbin and have a look at the price of Gabriel Jesus. He is currently going for, on PlayStation, 55,000. Remember when I packed him, I sold him for like 42,000. I should have held on to him, but never mind. So for 55,000, I could buy Gabriel Jesus, but he's not going to do that much better for me than a Welbeck or a Musa. He might get the odd goal here or there, but it's not going to be the difference between me making that 55,000 coins back or not. So in terms of the risk versus rewards, I would rather get 20 wins with the two teams that I have and wait for the general prices of players to drop than spend the 110 or so thousand coins that I've got spare and sell all the assets and build like a super team and only get maybe 24 or 25 wins. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather keep the balance as it is right now. I'd rather keep the coins in the bank and wait for a better alternative to come around. That's how I feel. Cillian Ryan and Ben Vellender and many others put the same sentiments in the comment section. Hello Nep, I packed Icon Cliver Saturday and his price has rapidly gone from 700 to 1 million coins. Do you think I should sell him now or wait for his SBC to come? Any help is appreciated. And Ben says, Nep, I bought Carrasco early in the game for 15k. He's an amazing player and I love playing with him, but now he's going for 35k. Should I sell or should I keep? Whether you sell or keep is entirely dependent on what you want to do and what you want out of your club. Just bear in mind that when player prices go up, you holding on to a player and then selling him to then buy players, all the players that you wanted to buy, they've also gone up. So the 15k that you could have sold Carrasco for before, and now what you can sell him for 35k, all those players you could have bought for 15k are now also 35k in value. You know what I mean? So it all scales up and all scales down pretty much together. The idea behind it would be, for me personally, would be if you have a team that you're happy with and you've got a player that's expensive that's hit a high price that you're happy to sell at, sell him and keep the coins. But if you are hoping to wait to sell him to buy other players, it's not necessarily good value because the other players that you want to buy are going to be expensive. With something like Cliver, you could sell him for 1 million coins, you could invest that in an incredible team. Instead of having it in one player, you could diversify and buy 4 or 5 really overpowered players and just really improve your squad. But in terms of, say, Carrasco's price will only start to drop down again eventually. The same thing happened last year. Price went up, hit that first weekend league, started coming down, hit Black Friday, Cyber Monday, plummeted, went back up again, and then slowly went down for the rest of the year. And it will follow a same theme this year. So if you're looking to sell, now would be a good time to sell. But bear in mind, any players that you're looking to buy will also be expensive for another week or so, and then they'll start slowly dropping down in price traditionally, not guaranteed, but traditionally. And like I say, me telling you what to do is irrelevant. It has to be on what you want to do. Do you want to use Cliver? Do you want to use Carrasco? If the answer is yes, don't sell them, just use them, have fun with them. At the end of the day, you've got, the point of this game is to play the game. There's no point just buying players to sell them to make coins, to be scared to buy players to sell them. That's an issue I made last year, and I'm not going to do it again this year. And then there was a lot of comments about Nuri, guys. Ryan, for example, said, was he seriously considering selling or using Nuri in an SBC? And I absolutely am. I understand he's got health problems in real life, but he's in the game. He's 400 or 500 coins. He's packed very commonly because he's a low-rated gold card. I'm not just going to sit him in the club and leave him there doing nothing because he's got a real world injury. You know what I mean? Like this is a video game. It's not real life, and the chances are I will pack him multiple more times throughout the year because he is a low rated common gold card. So if you decide not to use him because you think that that's gonna be like an ode to him and the injuries and the problems he's going through, that's entirely your prerogative. But for me, guys, this is a video game. I wish him the best. I hope he recovers. I don't know if he has a chance of a full recovery or not. I believe he's got brain damage, but stranger things have happened, right? People have recovered from things like that before. I wish him the absolute best in his recovery, but that's not going to dictate how or why I use him in a video game. It's just not. In that same vein, some of the icons, maybe some of the icons, I don't know. Last year, George Best was dead. Well, he's not was dead. George Best is dead. He's died. He's passed away. Yet people still used his icon card. Like, you can't let real world things influence you playing a video game. It's not a smart way to go about things. I have plenty more comments, guys, but unfortunately I've run out of time to get through to them. What you're seeing right here, I won the daily knockout again. I got a gold pack and 2,000 coins. Obviously, I'd already qualified for the weekend league, but I wanted to go and get that gold pack, which would have been potentially nice. I'd sold a lot of the players that I had for the SBC that requires 2 English from the Premier League, 2 Spanish from the Spanish League, and 2 German from the German leagues. And in the 5k pack, we ended up getting Cedric that goes for about 3,000 coins, which was awesome. Made a nice little bit of profit as well. So we made about 6,000 or 7,000 in total off of the daily knockout tournament today, which is obviously a fantastic return. So this, guys, will be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.